When you sprinkle cinnamon on your toast or add black pepper to your soup, you're using ingredients that once changed the world. For centuries, spices were more precious than gold, symbols of wealth and power that inspired long journeys and fierce battles. Imagine a time when a handful of cloves could buy a house, and only the richest could afford these rare flavors. Spices weren't just for taste. They were believed to cure illness, preserve food, and even connect people to the gods. In a world without modern medicine or refrigeration, spices were essential for daily life and survival. Their journey from distant lands to your kitchen is a story of adventure, ambition, and global connection. The next time you open your spice cabinet, remember, these small jars hold the legacy of explorers, traders, and empires. Spices have crossed deserts and oceans, changing the course of history. Even the smallest things can have the power to change the world. Long before Europe's spice craze, ancient civilizations treasured spices for flavor, health, and rituals. Egyptians used cumin and anise seeds for mummification and everyday meals, while pharaohs controlled the spice trade for power. In India, black pepper, cardamom, and turmeric flavored food and formed the basis of Ayurveda, treating everything from digestion to inflammation. Chinese traders valued cassia and ginger, using them in both cooking and medicine, and traveling far to bring back exotic flavors. In Rome, black pepper was so valuable it was used as currency, and lavish banquets showcased the empire's reach. Spices connected distant cultures, sharing not just flavors, but also knowledge and traditions. From Egyptian tombs to Roman feasts, spices were symbols of status and health. Their value lay in their rarity, their taste, and their healing power. The ancient world's love for spices laid the groundwork for a global obsession. The desire for spices created vast trade routes, both land and sea, that connected Asia, Africa, and Europe. Caravans crossed deserts on the Silk Road, while ships braved monsoon winds in the Indian Ocean. Ports in India and Indonesia bustled with traders, their spices bound for distant markets. Each spice's journey involved many hands: farmers, sailors, merchants, and middlemen, each adding to its value. These routes didn't just carry goods, they spread ideas, religions, and cultures. Cities like Alexandria and Palmyra became hubs of commerce and innovation. The spice trade was the world's first global network, shaping civilizations and connecting humanity. Every dish made with spices was a taste of this ancient, interconnected world. For centuries, Arab merchants controlled the spice trade, acting as middlemen between Asia and Europe. They kept the origins of spices secret, telling tales of dragons and dangers to keep Europeans away. Venice partnered with the Arab traders, becoming Europe's spice gateway and growing incredibly rich. Spices became so expensive that only the very wealthy could afford them, causing frustration across Europe. The dual monopoly of Arab and Venetian traders kept prices sky high and demand never-ending. Other European nations, especially Portugal and Spain, dreamed of breaking this hold. The quest for direct access to spices would soon spark a new age of exploration. The world was on the brink of a major change, all for the love of flavor. By the 1400s, Europe's hunger for spices and frustration with high prices had reached a breaking point. Portugal and Spain, cut out of the trade, launched daring voyages to find their own sea route to Asia. Portuguese explorers, led by Prince Henry, mapped the coast of Africa, and Bartolomeu Dias rounded the Cape of Good Hope. Vasco da Gama's voyage to India proved a direct route was possible, giving them a huge advantage. Spain backed Columbus, who reached the Americas, opening a new world for European conquest. These voyages shattered old monopolies and shifted power from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic. The spice race fueled exploration, competition, and the rise of new empires. But this new era would come at a heavy human cost. The arrival of Europeans in the Indian Ocean turned the spice trade violent. The Portuguese, armed with cannons, seized key ports and blockaded old trade routes, trying to gain total control. The ultimate prize, the Spice Islands of Indonesia, home to cloves, nutmeg, and mace. Local communities, once peaceful traders, faced invasion and exploitation as Europeans fought for dominance. The Dutch East India Company became notorious for its cruelty, massacring or enslaving islanders to enforce their monopoly. The quest for spices became a ruthless engine of colonialism, leaving devastation in its wake. Indigenous lands were seized, cultures upended, and wealth built on suffering. The dark legacy of the spice trade is a reminder that global connections often came at a terrible price. The flavors we enjoy today are rooted in stories of both wonder and tragedy. Today, spices are everyday necessities, no longer rare treasures, but a reminder of a dramatic past. The global cultivation of spices broke old monopolies, making flavors from every continent accessible to all. Our favorite dishes, curries, moles, spicy stir-fries, are the result of centuries of exchange and migration. Yet the legacy of the spice trade includes colonialism, exploitation, and lasting inequalities. Every pinch of spice holds both the richness of global connection and the weight of history. Understanding this story means savoring both the taste and the truth behind our food. The journey of spices is a testament to human curiosity, creativity, and the cost of desires. The next time you cook, remember, your spices are tiny artifacts of a world forever changed by flavor.